Riverside.
Hello, and welcome to TheSadFan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad. And I've just got one thing to say. Up the Villa. They have made it to the Champions League for the first time in years and years and years. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so happy I'm going to be here. This could be my last year in England, and I am here to watch my favorite football team play in the Champions League. So
when were they last in the Champions League?
82-83 was the last time Villa was in the Champions League. Yeah, 82-83. So I was pretty close. 32 years ago, something like that.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, I mean, well, they were relegated a while ago.
Okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought that you would have been a bandwagon fan for one of the Champions League teams.
Nope, never. I like to suffer. So I've been around for a while now.
One of these days, we're going to need to hear the story behind Aston Villa.
I've told it. I've told it before. Essentially, I watched a lot of European football or soccer. I love it. But I was never super into the Premier League, so I'd root for the team that had the most U.S. players on it, right? Whoever had the most U.S. players. So I'd root for Everton quite a bit. Okay. And I had a manager from England, from Birmingham, and he goes, "No, that's stupid. You're not going to be an Everton fan." He goes, "You're going to be an Aston Villa fan now." I was like, all right. I mean, I don't have any loyalties at this point.
He just told you. He's like, no.
I was like, I don't have any loyalties at this point, so sure. And I've ridden with them through the ups and the downs and the all-arounds, and now they're a top 4 team in the Premier League. I mean, last year they played amazing and made it all the way into the European League Championships. So, it's been fun, man. It's been a roller coaster ride, and I'm super happy to be a fan. But what about you, Wes? You got a Seattle Supersonics jersey on now.
I do. It's that time of the year the Oklahoma City Thunder are dead in the playoffs, and their championless streak will continue. So I got a Sonics jersey on. This is actually Kevin Durant. I mean, pretty sure they're going to be the next team to get an expansion. I mean, I think because we're waiting on, I think it's the NBA's media rights deal to expire, which is
this year
in 2015. Yeah. I think it happens early 2015, so I think...
Well, that's impossible because it's 2024. So you mean 2025.
Yes, thank you. 1 and 2 is a big difference. So I think sometime this offseason, we might get an announcement, and it'll probably be Vegas and Seattle.
No, it has to be an East Coast team, right? You can't just have 2 West Coast teams.
Vegas, man.
You can't just have 2 West Coast teams.
Vegas, dude. Vegas is the new hub for sports.
Yeah, of course. The Raiders play there. Who wouldn't want to be with the Raiders?
Well, and they got an MLB team coming, and they have a hockey team. They have a beautiful, beautiful arena that is just begging for a basketball team to go there. So
let's be careful with the baseball team, because the A's are going to be playing in Sacramento here before they go to Las Vegas.
Sacramento's not going to be a permanent place.
We know
that stadium hosts like 20,000 people.
Like 5 show up to A's games. So
yeah, I'm telling you, the baseball stadium is being built. They've already signed to go to Las Vegas.
I guess we'll see. I did not read that as far as the A's. I read that they could be in Sacramento longer than originally planned. So we'll see.
It depends on how long the stadium takes, I think. All
right. Well, I mean, I hope so. I'm an A's fan. I'd love to have all my teams in one general location. That'd be great. If everyone moved out of Oakland and into Las Vegas, except for the Warriors, I mean, I'd be down. That's fine. Warriors play in San Francisco now. So I got to be a fan of San Francisco teams, which sucks. Not all of them, just the Warriors, to be clear.
I think they should just move the Warriors to Vegas. Might actually be a fan then.
Well, we both know that's BS because you get tired of any team that's winning that's not yours.
They're not winning right now. They suck.
They haven't been good. They have not been good. But you know what else isn't good? Going to jail. From what I understand, going to jail kind of sucks. And we got blessed.
I've been in the drunk tank.
It sucks. It's not fun. It's this big.
Yeah.
we got blessed with so many beautiful memes and so many gifts because Scottie Scheffler found himself not in Valhalla, no, not heaven, the golf course, but he found himself in a Louisiana jail. All right, so
Louisville jail. Louisville, not Louisiana.
And what we're finding out now, Wes, is that the police say there's no cam footage of the arrest, and I call BS.
So I guess for those who aren't in the know, Scottie Scheffler, who won the Masters and won like 3 tournaments in a row, he's been on an absolute fire streak. He was showing up for his second round, and it was like 5 a.m., and a tour bus full of people that were going to, it was like a shuttle bus, and they were taking people to the course. Because typically with these giant tournaments, there's no real good events. Parking lot next to the course. And so they like have you park somewhere a little bit away, and then they shuttle everyone to the course. And so I guess one of these shuttle buses ran over a dude at like 5 a.m. Fatal accident. And so it like snarled traffic, and he was like, I got to get to the course. Like, I got to play. And so he like went around the stop traffic. And I guess there was a cop, and like the cop was giving him instructions, and I think there might have been some miscommunication, and he started to drive, and I guess he like ran over the cop's foot or something like that,
the
or
cop
like dragged him along.
Yeah, jumped on the car. They grabbed the car, and he got drugged.
Yeah, something 10 yards? Ridiculous. I don't know, but so he got pulled out of the car, arrested, sent to jail, booked on a felony. And then within like the hour, he was out, like after they took his mugshot. And then he made it to the course with like 30 minutes to spare until his tee time. But that's only because they had to move all of the tee times back because of all the traffic and the accidents. But yeah, and so now they're saying there's no body cam of the footage.
Yeah, there's no body cam footage.
So I'm like, who are they protecting? Like, is it the police department protecting Scottie Scheffler because he's a celebrity? Like a big-time golfer, or is it the police department protecting themselves?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going on with this case.
I could see both. Like I could see the former, like the golfers, like the PGA Tour and the course. They got a lot of money, you know. They could be putting some pressure on the PD to just like kind of sweep this under the rug. Or maybe the cop was being an absolute idiot, and you know they're trying to protect him. So
it could be either one, right? It could be either one, and we'll never know who's getting protected unless we saw the footage. If we see the footage, we can be like, "Oh, he said what? What did he say? Ooh, was Scottie Scheffler a little tippy?
Gave him the finger.
Like what?
Gave him the finger and ran him over.
Right? Maybe he's on that Tiger Woods cocktail. I mean, we'll never know what's
got some roidage going on.
Yeah, we'll never know what happened. Obviously, RIP to the person's family. Like, it's sad. We're not making light of that. We are making light of Scottie Scheffler, the #1 golfer in the entire world, getting arrested and finding himself in a Louisville jail cell right before his tee time.
Jesus. And the crazy thing is, he actually played extremely well the second round after he got let out. He, I think he shot like 4 under, and he was tied for 3rd place afterwards. And then yesterday was a different story. Yesterday, he did not play well at all, and he said that it was finally getting to him. So,
that's such a convenient excuse to fall back on.
I mean, dude, he went to jail. I mean, it's a good excuse.
It's a great excuse to fall back on. I think it's bullshit, but I think it's a fantastic excuse to have in your back pocket for this tournament in particular. Like, it's funny that you play great the day you actually are arrested, but the next day you're like, oh my god, it's all setting in. That's why I played so terrible. I'm like, nice job. Like, you were saving that one in the back pocket just in case.
Oh yeah, like, for sure.
I don't know if I believe you, but like, you know what? Good job. Good for you. Way to go. Way to pull that one off. I mean, right now it's what, Colin Morikawa and Xander?
Yeah, Xander Schauffele and Colin Morikawa. So
that are at the top?
Yeah. So tied for the lead.
I don't know, man. I think it sucks that he's not going to win. He can't go from orange jumpsuit to jacket. You know what? It made golf take the weekend for the first time in a very long time, probably since Tiger Woods. Like, golf actually owned the weekend for a while there. Right up until the NBA playoffs.
The NBA playoffs have been going on all weekend.
And yeah, but there were some games. Someone got eliminated. You just mentioned him at the top of the show.
That Mavericks Thunder game was insane. The last 5 minutes were back and forth. Man, yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was tearing it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't enough.
Right?
It wasn't enough.
You gotta suffer when you're the young team sometimes. Like the Warriors had to fire Mark Jackson, you know? Like sometimes you have to go through those moments so you could become a champion. And I think that the Dallas Mavericks were just more experienced. Like Luka's been eliminated like that plenty of times. Kyrie Irving has been in big, high-charged moments, and I think it was just the Thunder's turn to take a beating. Like they are not a beating because they played well. You're right, they played really well, but take that L and feel those feels.
And someone who's feeling really good about themselves is that guy who had a parlay on the Chiefs. The Chiefs, Rangers, and Thunder all winning the championship, and I think it was like $100 bet. And he stood to get like $2.1 million from it. Mm-hmm. And I think the bookie, or I think it's through MGM. I think MGM, after they tied up in Game 4 at 2 apiece, they offered him $80,000 to cash out, and he took it. And it looks like that was a smart thing because they lost 2 straight games after that.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's hard to. It's hard to do that, right? When you're gambling, it's like deal or no deal. Like if the $1 million is still up on the board, it's real hard to be like, you know what, I'll take 80,000.
Yeah, but I think he was sweating it a little bit. He said it was messing with his mood and like his mental state of mind because like he just had too much invested. Yeah, I could see that, dude. Like you got like $1 million on the line and you're focused on these games and nothing else matters. Like family, no. Kids, no. Don't care.
Wesley,
they can change their own diaper. No, the game is on.
What's wrong with you? Shut up! Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the kids can change their own damn diaper.
So yeah, I mean, like I respect that, the cash out, because it's so hard.
It really is.
The Mavericks did eventually eliminate them, and that is your pick for the NBA Finals. Is the the Western Conference Finals is the Timberwolves against the Dallas Mavericks. So you've got one game here to see whether or not
for the Western Conference Finals, yeah.
For the Western Conference Finals, you got one game to see whether or not you were right here.
Yeah, that's tonight. That's going to be a really good Game 7. And then we also got the Knicks, who I have belief in. You do not have faith in. I do, and it looks like 2 of their players are questionable, but they're on pace to play today.
Mm-hmm. I have no faith in any team from the East except for the Celtics, and I don't like the Celtics. But
yeah, Josh Hart and Anunoby are currently on track to play. I think they're going to play, and I think the Knicks are going to win it. And I think they're going to take down the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You want it to happen. Like you're trying.
I hate the Celtics. I hate Boston.
I mean, I'm with you. I was so happy. I was on the bandwagon. I want the Panthers to win the championship.
Switching to NHL. Yeah. Panthers got it done.
I'm with you. Yeah, they got it done. I do not like Boston. I do not like the Boston Bruins. I do not like the Boston Celtics. I do not like the Red Sox. I do not like the Patriots. And the worst thing is when their teams are winning, their fans are just total jerks. So, yeah, I don't care. Their fans are so much easier to get along with when they're suffering.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like Dallas Cowboys fans are insufferable all the time, year round. Absolutely. But Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox fans, when their teams are winning, get out of my face. Like, you're so irritating.
Yeah, it's interesting because I hate the Cowboys too, just because their fans are so insufferable. But yeah, it doesn't seem. I mean, the Mavs a little bit, but definitely not the Stars. It doesn't seem like that annoyingness translates to other sports.
Mm-hmm. Just Cowboys.
Because I don't mind that the Stars and Mavs made it to the Western Conference Finals in both. It's a little annoying just because I hate Dallas
Man,
Cowboys, so I don't know what to think about their NBA and NHL teams. But
you are right. The Stars did make it. They eliminated Colorado, right? They
yeah,
eliminated the Avalanche.
I mean, I'll
That
take
team
the
is
Mavs over the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals any day.
that team is murderer's row. Yeah, but again, like Wes, like you, if you guys don't pay attention to the show, Wes has so many vendettas, and he has real reasons for them. He doesn't mind that there's a basketball team in Oklahoma. He hates that it's his basketball team that is in Oklahoma.
Well, so here's the funny thing. Like, I grew up like in Oregon, so I grew up a Blazers fan. But I've been in Seattle for like over a decade now, and like at this point, it's just bullcrap that Seattle doesn't have an NBA team. Like, I would love to go to a Sonics Blazers game every year. That would be awesome. But I don't have that choice.
Yeah, it was
because
taken
it got stolen. It was stolen
by thieves. Thieves.
I think if you ask every Blazers fan, because Blazers Sonics was like a huge rivalry, they hated each other, but they were pissed that was taken away, and so everyone wants the Sonics back.
Now you can go to good basketball games, Wes. You can, because you have the Seattle Storm out there. Now they're 0-2 right now, but the team
they are not good this year, just like they were not good last year. Ever since they lost Sue Bird, they have not been good.
And Breanna Stewart.
Oh yeah, she's a traitor. She went to the Liberty.
New York Liberty. Man, it's like I said, we're going to keep talking about hockey, but that is starting to look like exactly what I predicted, a rematch of the Aces versus the Liberty. That's what we're starting to see right now.
Yeah, so Caitlin Clark's had 3 games already. She just had 2 games straight against the Liberty. Was the first game against Las Vegas?
No.
Anyways, so she just finished playing the women's NCAA tournament a month ago. And she's already playing games against, like, in the WNBA. Why?
Yeah.
She had like 2 weeks off. Like, so she had like a week off, and then it was the draft. And then 2 weeks later, she was already playing. Like, this is an issue, I think, for like the seniors coming out of college. They're being thrown into the fire right away. They don't have a preseason. They don't have like spring training or whatever. They don't have off-season training. They don't have practices. They're just like thrown into the fire right away. And I think WNBA needs to like shift their season or something like that. Because this, I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Like, imagine if it was like NFL players or whatever. Like, you finish college football and then a month later you're playing NFL. It's crap. Like, it doesn't give them enough time to get used to their teammates. Like, become a part of the team. Like, review film, practice with their new coaches. It's stupid. It's dumb.
She played the Connecticut Sun right off the bat.
Yeah, that's right. And they're a really good team.
Yeah, and then she had a back-to-back against the New York Liberty, which is tough.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough. Like, you're playing, gosh, what's probably the second best, and they'll have a chance to say they're the best in the championship team in the WNBA with superstars, legitimate superstars in Sabrina Ionesco and Breanna Stewart and Courtney Vandersloot.
Yeah, they're a loaded team. But even if they were playing, like, garbage teams, like, it's still not, like, it's not fair to the rookies.
I don't think it's fair to Caitlin Clark that we're all focused on her, or that there's so much weight on her shoulders as it pertains to the WNBA. I think Aaliyah Boston needs to take some of this as well. Like, Aaliyah Boston needs to step up. Aaliyah Boston was last year's #1 overall pick, and Aaliyah Boston's a really good basketball player.
Wait, did Indiana Fever have 2 straight #1 picks?
Yes.
Wow.
Aaliyah Boston needs to take some responsibility for some of this, you know? So
Where did she play? Was she South Carolina?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So you said you had thoughts on the Caitlin Clark saga and what you would do. Is that your thought? Is that they need to move the season because it's not fair to the rookies?
Yeah, it's stupid, and I think it kind of. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. I feel like they're trying to slot it in the regular basketball offseason and the NBA offseason. I mean, they're still. I mean, even like a couple months would be great.
They're definitely striking while the iron's hot. That is for sure, because you have so many good rookies coming in. Cameron Brink in Los Angeles had a moment with Kim Kardashian recently. Angel Reese is big in Chicago, and they got 2 top 10 picks in Chicago, right? Because they have her and they have South Carolina center Camila Cardoza. But they have 2 big players, big rookies this year. So I think the WNBA right now, you're right. They're trying to get it in the NBA offseason, but also this schedule allows them to strike while the iron's hot, while all these rookies still have a lot of shine on them.
But the thing is, these rookies aren't going to play that well.
Yeah, and they're not. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, so it's like,
I mean,
you make these rookies look bad.
yeah, I don't know if it's making them look bad or just making them look like rookies. Like, I hate that we live in a time now where we can't give these people a little bit of grace when they come into the WNBA to grow up a little bit. Like, or NFL, not even WNBA, NFL, NBA. Like, we're not giving these young people any time to really hit their stride. Like, I'm already beating up Caleb Williams. And I don't know, maybe that's not fair to him, but his team's going to throw him right into the fire.
Well, I think that's a reflection of like the social media, like in the headlines, just the way things are now. I mean, if you're like, you got to be grabbing the headlines all the time because something else is going to pop up in social media that's going to take it away.
That's accurate. I mean, but it's funny because it's also depends on your situation. If you're the best player in college in any sport, odds are you're going to the worst situation as it pertains to your professional sport. Like Caitlin Clark's teammate is getting, some time in Las Vegas. Yes, I'm talking about Kate Martin. Kate Martin actually had a highlight reel play against the Sparks the other night where she got a banger of a block. So it's really just dependent on your situation because that could be Caitlin Clark if she was allowed to decide where she was going to go.
Where would she
want? I'm not anti-draft. I love the draft because my teams suck. Like, let me be very clear. And my teams are cash poor. So I would never get a great player if it wasn't for the draft.
Right.
But like Oakland A's cash poor. Las Vegas Raiders, cash poor. The Warriors have cash. The Warriors do have cash. So they might get some good players. Las Vegas Aces, probably cash poor. So, because it's owned by the same owner as the Las Vegas Raiders.
I mean, the only reason why the Warriors have a lot of money is because of Steph Curry. He changed that franchise around because they were bottom of the barrel, and now they're one of the most valuable teams in the world.
No, the owners have money. The owners do have money in San Francisco. Now I almost said in Oakland, but no, the owners of Golden State Warriors, they have money. Like, that is not a question. They absolutely have enough to fund what's going on. But let's go back to hockey really quick. We've got the battle for Canada and the battle to see who's going to play the Dallas Stars.
Vancouver.
Now, do you think it's the best player or the better team that runs away with this series? Because obviously, Connor
That's the playoffs. It's a better team.
So you think Vancouver is going to take this series?
I do.
Over Edmonton? Are you just tired of hearing about Edmonton because of, the Kraken?
Edmonton sucks. It's going to be British Columbia, all right?
Well, I mean, it's funny. How far is Vancouver Stadium from you? Like, if you were to drive up to Vancouver Stadium for a game, how far would that be?
Like 4 hours.
Like a 4-hour drive?
Depends on the border. If the border was easy breezy, it'd be like 3.5.
Okay, so it's the border crossing that'll get you a half hour?
Yeah.
All right. So if you decide to drive up, I mean, it's in the same region as Seattle is, because I know that. I know a lot of people will drive up to Canada from Seattle.
It's all the Northwest, so.
PNW. Might as well be a part of America. No, I'm just kidding. So, battle for Canada.
At one point they were.
I think it's going to be Edmonton. I do think in Game 7s, the best player is going to be the one who decides that series. So I'm going to go with Edmonton here, and I wanted to get that in, Wes. I wanted to get that in because we don't need to talk about the Panthers-Rangers, but let's talk about, we're bouncing all over the place today. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs, and let's talk about the Timberwolves against the Nuggets. Game 7. Best player, is it going to be Anthony Edwards or is it going to be Jokic? Best team, is it going to be the Timberwolves or is it going to be the Nuggets? Now, I think we have
best team is the Timberwolves.
I think we have a case where the best team and the best player are on the same team. And I am Oppo Boppo of you. I think it's the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets have Jokic, who's the best player in the NBA, 3-time in a row MVP. And I think they have the better team.
They do not have the better team. Sorry, it's the Nuggets.
That's it? That's all you're going to give me?
That's all that... I've been on this train, okay? I've been on the Timberwolves train for a while now, and nothing you say is going to take me off. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're the better team, and they're going to win tonight. We'll see.
No Aaron Gordon, no Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter Jr. None of those are going to move the needle for you. You're going with good old Rudy Gobert, and you're going with Cat, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Karl Anthony Towns, they're going to get it done.
I mean, we're gonna see. I love the attitude of Anthony Edwards, though. I will say that. I didn't want the Warriors to draft him out of Georgia if he was to fall to them. I really wanted Ball in that draft. I really did. I didn't get either. We got Wiseman because they don't know how to draft. Yeah, they're light years ahead of everyone. Anyway, Anthony Edwards obviously goes 1, and it's the right move because that swagger he has, that attitude, that grit, that drive he has to be the best, and the attitude when he loses, it's fantastic.
I agree. I never really thought I'd find myself liking the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I do. They're fun to watch.
I mean, if Alex Rodriguez gets to buy them, they might be the Seattle Timberwolves.
Yeah. I mean, and I think I just disliked the Nuggets ever since that Suns in 4 video.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
They're all douchebags over there.
That was fun. We did have fun when we went to the games when you and I were in Phoenix at the same time. Like, we had a good time. Yeah. So they were fun. That was a fun crowd. It wasn't bad.
And also, I don't want to see a repeat this year.
And you're afraid it might be a repeat if the Nuggets make it?
I mean, if the Nuggets make it, it's probably either going to be a repeat or the Celtics, and I don't want either of those because, again, I hate everything Boston.
Fair. That's super fair. Let's switch gears really quick to the NFL before we end the show. Let's talk about the schedule.
Speaking of Boston, going to the schedule, New England has their second straight international game.
Yeah,
2 years in a row, which is bullcrap. The only reason, so here's the thing, the only reason why people in Europe liked the Patriots is because Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gone, and now Bill Belichick is gone. That team is a shell of its former self, okay? And they're not going to get the draw in Europe like they used to, okay?
I mean, we'll see. Europe really likes football out here. The Jags are here back-to-back weeks.
What do the Patriots have to offer the European crowd?
Nothing. That team's going to be bad this year. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's just what England wants. The New England Patriots. Yeah, okay. The Boston Tea Party. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah,
why is that true? Showing up? They should be booed out there.
Why would they want a team from fake Boston when they've got real Boston here?
Yeah. It's stupid. And I just want the Seahawks to have another international game because that was so much fun.
I know, but we're going to try to get you out here for one of the Jags games, right? Like, we'll reach out. Yeah. We'll see what's going on. Who do you think won schedule release day, Wes?
The Chargers.
Yeah,
by a mile. They made fun of every team they played. They made fun of themselves. It was hilarious. They destroyed Harrison Butker literally like less than 24 hours after all that crap about Harrison Butker being a D-bag.
Which no one stopped destroying Harrison Butker. And everybody that made his jersey, the number one selling jersey, way to tell us all who to avoid. If we see that person in that Harrison Butker jersey, you're good. I don't need to be your friend. I don't need to know you. You're probably a terrible person. So you know what? If you bought that Harrison Butker jersey, now we know who to avoid.
Yeah, for the few people that don't know, Harrison Butker did a commencement speech, and he said, congratulations to all the women. He's like, but we all know that your true purpose is being a homemaker. My wife, she got her true degree, and then her true fulfillment came once we had a kid. And it's all just a big lie. Your true purpose is basically having kids and being a housewife. And this guy is such a D-bag. Even Patrick Mahomes said he doesn't talk to him. He's like, we sit right next to each other. This was months ago before any of this came out. I think he was on Pat McAfee show. And he said, yeah, I sit next to Harrison Butker during like team meetings. He's like, we don't say a word to each other.
Yeah.
Like
his mom's an astrophysicist, dude.
Yeah. His mom is like a professor. Like she's got a degree. She's not a little Susie homemaker. And he's saying this. If I was his mom, I'd slap the shit out of him.
Yeah, some serious insecurities coming from this punter. He is not a football player. Yeah. He is not a football player. He's a punter. And I don't give a damn what Pat McAfee did. Pat McAfee can go kick rocks. I'm not a fan of Pat McAfee either. All right? But Harrison Butker is a tool. He's a bag of tools. He is not a football player. He's a punter. He gets on the field maybe 2 to 3 times a game, if that, because he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, who punt fewer than any other team. They should drop this fool off the face of the earth.
Even the NFL had to step in and be like, that doesn't represent our views.
You know what? Like, here's the deal, though. They didn't step in when Colin Kaepernick went through his thing. So here's the deal. Drop Harrison Butker. It's not going to do any damage. Like, this dude has not earned anything. He likes to talk about how he earned something in life. No, he was blessed with a leg that could kick a football. Like, that's
Right.
it. Like, I would love to see him I can't wait for him to punt the ball and someone to return it for a touchdown. And someone's wife is going to tell someone on that other side to light that dude up. And I hope Harrison Butker gets just lit up. Take the 15-yard penalty. Take the 15-yard penalty and light that dude up.
I agree.
Also,
But
how lame is that school, Wes? How lame?
Benedictine College.
How lame is your school that you go out and get a punter to give your commencement speech? That's
Right?
lame.
So going back to the schedule, so the Chargers made a Sims, the video game Sims. They decided to recreate all of the teams they're playing and some players in the Sims. And it starts off with them putting someone wearing like shirts from all of the teams they're playing in a pool, and then they delete the ladders. They even so they're playing the Ravens later this year, and so it was like a bedroom. One half was purple, one half was blue, and they had like a little John Harbaugh and a Jim Harbaugh Sims, and then they got into a little pillow fight.
That is good.
It was hilarious. And then they had Harrison Butker in like an apron, vacuuming and cleaning and cooking
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. It was great. Well done, Chargers. Well done. Okay.
Well done.
Self-deprecating humor. And then it had Russell Wilson showing up, and it said Steelers country, let's move. Moving van. And then it shows Russell Wilson seeing the Steelers.
Signed Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, that's it. It showed them signing Justin Fields, and then Russell Wilson is like getting all angry, and he's like,
oh, it does the Sims thing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I loved it. Chargers, I still hate you, Los Angeles Chargers, but your media team wins every offseason. Your media team with the anime, with the Sims, like, sorry, they're undefeated. All right, Wes, we'll see what happens tonight on the games and who makes it out of these game 7s and into their conference finals. It should be entertaining. It should be a great night.
You know who's going to win the NBA finals? The Sonics, because they're going to be announced shortly afterwards.
Hopefully they steal the show. We appreciate you guys joining us each and every week. We look forward to seeing you back here on YouTube at the SadFan Podcast Network. Until then, we will see you next week.